I love the descending order of importance you give the players, and that.
No, it was like I only knew Ray was the first player, so he got his name in like at the beginning, and then as I learned the others, I put him in after that.
And then all others.
I just think Pucky just looks like the best and all that.
The
Like
Tinkerbell.
manly, and then Tinkerbell.
All right. Welcome back to Rise of the Mutants, our weekly or bi-weekly or semi-weekly, every other week, Marvel Cinematic Universe role-playing game that takes place after Avengers Infinity War. For those of you that may be joining us after 2 weeks ago, and again, this will be every other week, our heroes had been sent on a mission from Xavier's Institute, including Silver Surfer, who is now one of their own, to a summit, a Wakandan summit, where people were grouping together from all over the world, warlords and interested parties, and you guys, the players, were acting as representatives from the Xavier Institute, also helping with security for the event. The group had decided, after arriving in the much larger Wakandan city, much larger than it was in Black Panther, because of all of the immigration to that country after Wakanda helped out around the world, putting resources where they needed to be, etc. You guys decided that you wanted to go and explore the city, and ended up at a marketplace that has fruit and vegetables and food from all over. And I think that's where we stopped.
We had just
Is that correct?
Back to the hotel room, actually, and we had gotten our iPads that had the agenda for where we were supposed to be.
So I'm going to do a fast forward really quick. It just occurred to me that Ray, or Cadis, you had just said you weren't here last week, or the last session, and that's absolutely true. So, let me do a really quick recap for you. You guys were in an observatory on the very large estate, Xavier Estate. The observatory being essentially a stellar observatory, learning from a specific teacher. When something crashed through the ceiling, it was the Silver Surfer, who had a warning about
a blockade of scrolls that were sitting outside the solar system, seeming to be poised to invade and attack. They took me to Xavier. Xavier got all the information from me and developed or put together a team of all of us to help inform the Wakandan government of what was going on. We're supposed to meet with the president of Wakanda, the Black Panther, who is currently Shuri, and brief her on the situation. That hasn't happened yet, but we're also working this conference, Keeping the Peace. It's a big mutant conference, and how Wakanda is going to help with mutant relations throughout the rest of the world. Sorry, I'm just trying to save you from talking.
Nope, you're good. I appreciate it. Okay, so you guys arrived, you explored in the city a little bit, and then arrived back at your rooms. There was an iPad. As they explained to you, it has essentially a list of people who have already checked in, and what they look like, and some kind of interesting tidbits about them. It also has a layout of conference center and a schedule of all of the events, because not only is there the big lecture hall, but there's a bunch of smaller halls and rooms throughout the complex that have different discussions going on. You have the wide gamut from the world today. You guys the world today, with resources being what they are, all the way to mutants being a threat. With some of the organizations around the around the world, a wide gambit. That's right. People from around the world that both hate and love the mutant threat, as some are calling it. You got you all note as well that there is a message from the office of the Queen of Wakanda, who which says that she would like to meet you in the morning. She knows it's been a long trip, so it would be great if she could meet you in the morning. Do you guys? What are your actions? Is there anything you
So
guys wanna
this
do?
is still in the.
Yeah, it's still in the night. You guys got back. It's about dinner time. You arrived at around 4 in the afternoon, so you've been out for a couple of hours.
Okay. So I'm going to take Cadus, and we are going to go wander the halls just to kind of see what's going on, see around, see kind of what those meetings are, get a gist of what's in store. But to help kind of alleviate tensions, as I'm kind of sitting, I'm hiding myself through him with an illusionary version of myself that's normal sized walking by. Looks normal, not to draw too much attention as we go kind of wandering around.
Yeah, because a tall dude in a cowboy hat and a pink little Tinkerbell flying on his left shoulder isn't inconspicuous at all.
Nah, I'm hiding. I'm super stealthy. Nobody knows I'm there.
So I will entertain Puck and traverse the halls with Puck then. Careful note to keep an eye out for exits, entries, possible areas where someone could get in. If from an exterior facing wall.
Okay.
And I guess if I'm not scheduled to be anywhere, then I mean, do they need me somewhere or want me somewhere in the briefing or?
Well, things aren't even really set up yet. But as you guys make your way through the complex, because this is still stuff you're doing in the evening, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. As you want to make your way through the complex, I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to repeat one more time. Anthony?
So I have created an illusionary version of Puck that looks like a normal person.
Right.
This illusion is wandering the halls, kind of looking at the schedule, looking at what's going on, kind of getting an idea, just getting eyes on. And Puck is stealthily flying above the crowds, trying to stay out of sight, so he can still see what's going on while maintaining the illusion.
But so he is not within the illusion.
That's a good idea. Yeah, sure. He has an illusionary form of himself around him that looks normal size because he can hide in. That makes sense.
So that he can still read the stuff on the conference things or see people at that view. It's just a different point of view. That's all. Okay, that's what I was confused at. And Ray, you're looking for weak points in the security?
Yeah, essentially scoping out the area, making note of any areas of potential ingress, egress, and essentially getting the lay of the land for any type of quick action that may or may not be required.
Okay.
Any big objects that could charge and cause nice booms if need be.
So I'm gonna start. And then, what were you doing, Mark?
Well, that depends. Is there anything? Are there any of the meetings? You said there were some meetings we were scheduled to be at. Is there anything for that evening or no?
Everything starts tomorrow morning. Yeah, she set aside Shuri and her people set aside tonight for most of the guests to kind of get in, look around, meet with people if they'd already had meetings scheduled, that kind of stuff. So there are other delegations from other countries that don't meet very often that decided that they were going to meet tonight for the first time or after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys aren't on the schedule at all until first thing tomorrow morning, and then you've got 2 more briefings after the meeting that was requested, one for security and one for possible threats, which I guess would also be security, kind of.
I'm just assuming that these are 5-star hotels, right?
Yes, these are and beyond, because if you recall, this takes place after Infinity War, so resources are plentiful. So it is a 5-star hotel in a very high-tech country, and yeah. Yep. So as you wander around, Pixie, you see there are quite a few people here. There aren't very many visible mutants, but as you were perusing the list earlier, because I remember that from last time, all of you, well, Ray hadn't, but he wasn't here, you end up in an elevator with Dr. Hank McCoy, who is a pretty brilliant scientist. He's got quite a few specialties, leading of which is genetics. This is human, a human Dr. McCoy. You know that he is also scheduled to teach several lectures over the course of the next couple days, most of them dealing with mutants, his theory about where they come from, all that kind of stuff. Cadus, as you are looking around, looking at what entrances and exits there are, you note that the Wakandan Guard are all over the place. Where just a couple of years ago, from your research, you know that the Guard was mostly made of extremely efficient female warriors. It's now made up of people from all over Wakanda, from all of the different tribes. And they are obvious in a lot of places, and some that are not so obvious, both in the shadows or dressed like delegates, that kind of stuff, because you know what you're looking for. And don't got me. And Silver Surfer, what would you be doing this evening?
I guess just trying to study Wakandan history and the factions, because I don't really know much about anything on Earth, like the different political movements. So try to figure out if there might be someone who might cause trouble looking through the lists.
Mm-hmm.
And what nations are represented, who seems to be the problem children.
Well, you see that there are a lot. So, after 50% of all life was decimated, you noted a lot of warlords took over large regions of this area of the world, and many of those warlords either came or sent representatives to this summit. They feel that they are the rightful leaders of their areas. So there's a whole bunch of would-be villains that see themselves as stand-up kings.
Okay.
One of the bigger names, though, is Victor Von Doom, who is. Are you? He's the heir to the Latvian states. which is one of the countries that I wouldn't say took over, but more like slyly became responsible for a lot of the smaller countries that surrounded it at one time, and then banded it under the Latvian states. So their kingdom, if you will, is significantly larger than it had been prior to. Satellite nations, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But he is one of the leaders. Okay. And he is scheduled to, it looks like on his schedule, he's also meeting with you guys, with the Queen tomorrow morning. There is very little hidden as you do your research, so you find a pretty good font of information on Wakandan history
Okay.
as you do your research.
Sorry, you said that Victor Von Doom is meeting the Queen at the same time as we are?
He is scheduled, like, you can pull up most people's schedules for what they're set for, and he's meeting with the Queen at the same time as you guys.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Cause wasn't okay. Yeah. All right. Sure.
Wasn't what?
Well, weren't we supposed to speak to the Queen in private? I had thought, but perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
Or so you thought. You know, Von Doom does like his Silver Surfer.
So yeah, maybe not. We'll see.
Okay, so do you guys have any actions before?
Are there, looking through the list of names on the, were there any other names that I'd recognize that would flag out as someone to pay more attention to? Do just a quick scrub?
That are people that are going to be in attendance?
Yep. Just names that I would know as potential trouble spots.
Well, for you specifically, you know that Trask, Senator Trask, who's going to be in attendance, and his are not friendly towards mutants, and one of the big things that this summit is going to talk about is the mutant situation, especially with the addition of the Mutant Registration Act coming up the pipe soon, like to be added to the Sokovia Accords.
Okay.
So he's near it. You also know that he has quite a following in other countries, and so those countries that follow his beliefs and are pushing for that bill would also be a problem.
And how many of those are in attendance?
15 to 20 countries.
And then how many countries in total are here?
About 40.
Okay.
Most of them have fairly small delegations.
Okay. So then I will go back to the room, and then I'm going to enjoy some of the fruit that we were able to pick out on the market, because as I've just decided, Puck is vegetarian.
Okay. You make your way back to your room, which is expansive for you, and enjoy some of your fruit.
They've got the best fruit in Wakanda.
The night passes fairly and you wake up early the next morning, with plenty of time to get ready for your meet. Actions?
Make sure Case is looking no different than he normally would going into this meeting. Still wearing his you know, good old fashioned hat and his long duster. No resemblance of professionalism or etiquette going in.
Okay. All right. You go over some etiquette, and so the meeting itself is set to occur in the council chambers, which is the large UN-like setup that the main body of lectures are supposed to take place. So when you arrive, you walk down these steps. Not Aeon, Silver Surfer, because there's only 3 of you. And you can see, so all of these UNWO on the sections, they're not there. But Doom is already down below, and there are 2 Wakandan Royal Guards standing at either side of the stage area.
Yeah, just slide down the rampway.
Not tap.
And where are Aeon and Surge? I mean, are they just not feeling staying in their rooms, or are they?
They ate bad food last night.
Did somebody ask? Like, did you inquire? They didn't show up.
They didn't show up. So yes, I would have said where are Aeon and Surge, because they came in with us yesterday.
So if contacted, you'll receive a message that's then sent on a separate mission for today.
Okay. Great. So yeah, Pixie's staying way back at the back.
So fix that. So because this is actually I'm assuming you said the Queen was down.
So yes, so the Queen and Doom or Victor Von Doom are standing on this rug. So a lot of this is intricate design over it, and in the center of this large area is a technological stand. It sits flat on the ground, but it glows with vibranium energy, and you can see that it's meant to shift. So it's probably some kind of display or scanner or something like that.
Got it. So I will not have my illusionary shell out because I think that's kind of rude when dealing with something like this. So I will just be flying down the stairs, and I'll kind of hover at about shoulder height in between the other. And as I'm walking up, I'll once more do the extravagant, super exaggerated back. I'm slightly trained in etiquette, having to deal with the elven courts before, so I kind of know what to do, but I'm going over the top, just kind of having fun with it. Because, based off her reaction when I did it earlier, she seemed to enjoy it, so I'm trying to set us up on a good mood.
As you arrive, so the token has her in the Black Panther getup, but she's not in the Black Panther getup. She's actually not even in the Royal Queen getup that you saw yesterday when she arrived to greet you at ship port. She's dressed down, if you will. She's dressed more comfortably.
I do have a question. How
yes.
good is Wakandan bug protection?
Well, I haven't died yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about.
I don't think I understand your question.
Am I going to set off the pest control filters?
Right. Is he going to be sucked into a bug zapper? Wakandan Vibranian's a bug zapper?
Well, look at the pretty lights.
He wasn't going to be. I hadn't thought of that.
All right, it's good that I've got 5 more characters lined.
All right. So she greets you as you walk up, and says, "Welcome." And she set out across the raised platform, the stage. You can see bowls, large traditional bowls that have different types of fruits and stewed meats and that kind of stuff in them. Plates sit off to the side. She said, "Please eat breakfast while we discuss what you've come here to discuss. I hope you don't mind. I invited a couple individuals at Xavier's behest to learn this information."
Okay.
Hey, it's good with the boss, man. It's good with us.
I ask them for permission and then extend my hand towards theirs.
Like as if to shake hands?
No. Like I'm putting my hands out as like obviously like arms. Oh, you can't see me, can you? I'm extending my palms forward, beckoning them to each to take my hand.
Oh, okay. Victor will step up and they'll both take your hand.
And then I will show them the events, all of them.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to create a bag of illusionary popcorn and share it with Kate.
Yo, I can't wait. Eating light, really?
It's
Go
airy.
grab me a banana, Puck.
The popcorn that he's offering you looks real enough.
It wouldn't even taste real. It's got no calories.
I'm so hungry. This is terrible. You share the information with them. After you release your hand, step back and steady themselves. Shuri says, "Wow, that's amazing. Do you mind if we do some scans?"
Not at all.
And she will move here and beckon you into the center of this circular device.
Okay. I'll go. If she's trusted by Xavier, then I will do it.
Boop. And you see Victor as well as controls have raised out of the floor, and she and Victor play with controls, and the whole circular dome kind of builds up into a half dome, or a circle around you builds into a half dome, and you can feel energies pouring over. Nothing that you haven't experienced before, but essentially they're doing a deep sonic and energy scans. And Shuri, after a moment, has a huge grin on her face. And then after they're done, back down into the floor, and she goes to shake your hand again.
I take it this information is useful to you?
It is. Sadly, of late, with more and more people with abilities coming forward, we get stories and visions that aren't always true or understandable. I just wanted to be sure. And you are definitely not from around here.
I will look. Is there like a cutting board or something along those lines? Like something that's not useful? I mean, or relatively. Can I identify, or I'll just ask, do you have something that you don't mind parting with?
She'll take off a necklace and hand it to you.
Is there such a thing as taking 20 in this? Taking 20?
Sure, it's just fluff.
Yeah, so I will turn it into cosmic skin so she can keep it.
Oh wow. She
to
thanks
study.
you profusely.
I don't know how long it will stay like that, but the power cosmic is incredibly vast and powerful. I do not need to eat or breathe, so I appreciate the effort that you and your staff have gone to make all of this wonderful food.
You
I
don't
hope
eat and you don't breathe?
correct.
Victor asks, what's the point of life?
To explore, to discover, to understand.
To understand. There is something that you and I can agree on. Shuri will ask you guys to come back close. I'm assuming that Cadus and Puck went to go eat.
Oh yeah, grabbing a couple apples and whatnot. And say, hey, just because Silver Boy don't eat, don't mean we don't like the grub.
Okay. She turns to you guys after you have eaten a little bit and come back together, and she says, I hope that the summit is going to lay some of the issues plaguing the world to rest. All of this worry about the mutants, it's all for naught. With so many world leaders present and so many warlords present, I'm hoping that they actually came to the table for peace. With you here as representatives, I'm hoping that you best of the best, you know? Especially, all I ask is that you, our new silver friend, if asked, either don't answer. If asked if you are a mutant, either don't answer or tell them that you're a mutant. While people dislike mutants, they hate aliens, with good reason for what Thanos did. Not that I'm one of them, she says with a.
Well,
I do have. Go
if your
ahead.
people is to have any chance, you must become united. Because with the scrolls on the outside edge of the solar system, and then Galactus beyond that, it is only a matter of time before you'll have to band together. I will do what I can to help, but I'm not going to be enough.
Yes, and that's what your visions hopefully will be. While you're here, I was wondering if you could help me. It's nothing new, but some of my security forces in Europe have been disappearing. She's wondering, I wonder if you guys can diplomatically uncover the threat. I have a feeling that whoever's responsible is here at the conference.
Hi.
Well, Your Highness, I don't know about diplomatic, but aggressive negotiations on the table.
Do what you need to do, she says.
Well, that I can do.
And as if by some manner of fate, one of the windows far above you crashes in. And where are you? There you are.
Like directly above?
Yep. And there's several people.
So
One is a beautiful woman in like a white leotard with red hair that springs out and slows her fall. Like it whips through the air and sticks into the ceiling and different areas to slow her fall till she lands on the ground. You can see hate burning in her eyes as she looks over the room. Everybody roll initiative, please.
I'll take the initiative as that Windows crack. As soon as that shattering occurred, I pretty much would have kind of sheltered the fragile queen. So I'll take the -5 to my initiative.
As she chucks you over her head, Fragile queen.
Hey, she's not in old panther form.
And after her, a large number of thugs, essentially, also dressed in white with large blue H's across, like the material is blue across their chests, drop down through the opening to land in hero landings.
So hard.
She screams out, "You!" and she's pointing at Victor.
So the thugs are the thugs that just dropped down?
Yep. And keep in mind that all of these unwoe bodies around the room are not.
Right.
Okay, so what's what'd you let me get to where you get
22 with my -5.
With your -5, you still got like 3x what I got on my initiative roll. That's amazing.
It is +11. I only did +6.
He's pretty quick on his feet, pretty quick to run away.
Says a little theory.
I think we're pretty even in our sparring matches. Are you practicing throwing your cards fast?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Landed on the glass, did she?
No joke.
Nat 1, she did.
It was an initiative roll.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
I mean,
botched
everyone gets a free shot at her.
She broke her neck.
That's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure there's a table for that.
Oh,
I'll
that's
spend a hero point.
I'm gonna spend a GM point, and all of the thugs are now carrying scroll cosmic energy drainers.
I'm okay with.
All right. First up is Ray.
Hey Dan, can I ask you on each of the thugs? Do you know how to put the little aura around them? Just to kind of make them a little bit more obvious on the black and white background.
How do you put the aura around them?
So you click on them, go to the little settings gearbox, and then there's a aura 1, and I just did a 0.5 foot. You just have to do each of them individually is the downside.
Oh, why'd you go with red for the PCs?
It just was the one I grabbed. I think that was the default. I'll swap it. Yeah, it's not obvious.
Yay, we have halos.
More thugs of here. Holy crap, that's a lot of thugs.
Are you sure you're not doing copy paste instead of adding halos?
What?
No, really, those are our thugs. They're working for us against.
No, they're Apple thugs, so they're really expensive, but they break pretty easily. because they're eye thugs.
There. Happy?
Well, that's unfortunate.
So, since they all rolled a 1 on initiative, they all get tangled in each other's hairs?
They didn't roll a 1 for initiative.
Thugs rolled a 1. She rolled
Nope.
a 30.
She rolled a 1 for initiative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're all tangled in each
Sure,
other's
sure.
hair.
Black Panther did.
Oh.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
That's also why she's sheltered behind.
Alright.
I'm getting called out in the chat for the apple comment. I love apples. It was just a joke.
Alright, so we're good to go?
Yep. Good to go.
And like as I was saying, I can do aggressive negotiations. Diplomacy, I cannot. So I'm gonna grab my deck of cards and lob one at the. And just recaps, just ready to roll 1d20, right?
Yeah. So
Ray,
you're
broke
doing.
up. Yeah, you broke up for a minute, Ray.
Back at.
So what do you? Yep,
All
I can hear
right,
you.
so yep, tossing a charge card at Thug over here on the right hand side. D20 19,
Okay, so you'll be 1d20 plus.
and I add my fighting, right? Or
Well, it's hiding from me. So your kinetic charge is 1d20 plus 14 to hit.
so 20, 32, 33, 33.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that hits by a little.
Yeah, 33 hits.
Yeah. 33 hits the thug. Yes.
Yeah, 33 hits a Thug.
Did I?
Does Thug go
Ray,
boom?
hey, Ray, did I send you the character sheet, Ray?
You did. But I got.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
I know. Okay, I see it. I'm that one. So DC 21.
DC 20. Alright. He pulls his arm up, and you can see that as it strikes the material of his suit, it dissipates over the suit's material.
Hey, these guys didn't have them Wakanda clothing.
Not so much.
I don't know. I'm just a doofus, and then you take a charge, and it dissipated just like the Wakanda stuff does. Yeah, like vibranium weave clothes.
Did you want to move, or was you moving?
Nope, staying stationary and essentially keeping the queen kind of in the background, so kind of a shield.
It is now
Okay. So as Puck realizes he's surrounded by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thugs, right? And
Yep.
He's going to cast a quick spell, and suddenly the area around him is 35 different pucks. And they're all kind of swarming in this little area. Difficult to figure out which puck is the real puck. So he effectively has total concealment against any upcoming attack.
Okay.
It'll be his turn.
As long as they're not area attacks, otherwise he's screwed.
Is he moving, or is he staying?
He's going to stay there because he's also trying to block anybody from coming after the.
And you said within 35 pucks within this area.
Within his square.
Within his. Wow. Okay, so it's It is a swarm of pucks. Okay. It is now the thugs. Move there. There.
Oh no, they're forming a human centipede. Because they're iPhones.
Okay, this thug is going to take a swing at the Wakandan guard.
Oh, hey, guards, dude, Wakanda forever.
For a crit. Oof. This one punches extremely hard. And you can see that this Wakandan guard, I wish they rotated like this one. It takes the salt. This one is going to do the same attack. And shrugs, the Wakandan guard shrugs it off with no problem, like pushes it aside. These two are going to attack next. They have ranged weapons that look like high-tech alien guns, high-tech alien rifles. That's a miss. That's a reaction. Okay, this one, both of them were shooting at Victor. This one misses completely. This one actually strikes at him, but it seems to hit him and then washes over his form as it looks like steel riveted plates fly into place over his head and arms, like in a matter of seconds. The only time you've seen anything like that are some of the videos that you've seen Iron Man.
We have a new Iron.
Hey, I was gonna say, yo, it's Iron Dude.
Iron Dude. And these two are gonna.
Now charge him up and make him explode. I'm just kidding.
Oh. An 18 and a 14 at you, Mark.
What do I do? What do I compare that against? I'm sorry. I still don't quite understand. Toughness?
That'd be dodge.
So are you shooting at Silver Surfer?
Shooting. Yes.
So
sorry.
dodge.
These are shooting at Silver Surfer.
So your dodge DC is going to be whatever your dodge score is.
Plus. Oh wait, I gotta.
You don't have to roll it. You just tell them what the DC.
Roll. Oh, I don't have to roll it. Oh
No.
sorry.
Not yet.
Your dodge plus 10.
4.
So
Okay.
14.
10. 14.
14.
So you got hit twice.
Mm-hmm.
So take a. So now you're going to want to roll your toughness. So 1d20 plus your toughness. So roll it once for now. We'll do after that.
29.
Yeah, you're fine on that one. Roll again.
29.
Screw you. Okay.
Roll it again.
You're Silver Surfer.
It's
And
the only thing he can do, really.
These are Mook guns. Okay, yeah, they easily dissipate over your reflective skin. What does total concealment do, Anthony?
-5.
Okay.
And other things that I'm not going to care about because they're too hard.
Oh, thanks.
You just say you miss every time.
They aren't even good roll. That was. Oh, I rolled twice. I should have rolled once. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So we'll move here, and she will strike with her hair. The hair is actually moving her along, kind of like Doc Ock's arm. And she is screaming at him. She's saying, "They're dead because of you. They're all dead because of you." Wow, I am not rolling well. And he shrugs off the attacks as if they are nothing. Just swings them aside. It is now Victor's turn. Victor is he's going to put his hands together, interlacing his fingers, and smacks at her. But you can see as he puts his arms over his head, the metal of his gauntleted arms starts glowing as he takes a strike at her. And her hair catches the. It's your turn, Mark. Silver Surfer's up.
Yeah. Is it possible to make him move behind me a little bit?
There's no space behind you.
Okay. So.
Well, it depends. Do you mean to the left of you, of where you currently are?
To the right of me. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do something. Let's see if I can even channel my power, because I probably can't. So let's see. I'm going to attempt to do a 120-foot cone area explosion blast from where I am, but I'm going to make it so that the right side of the cone, goes right in front of Victor. So I'm not going to hit Victor because it's not 180 degrees anyways. But
It's just gonna be like this.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it'll swing.
You can draw it. If you really needed to, you could draw it.
Do you need me to draw it, or does that make sense?
It's up to Dan.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it.
I didn't draw that. That's funny.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah, 120 degrees. All right, so
yeah.
I concentrate on wielding the power cosmic and roll 1d10 to see if it even works. And I can't seem to grasp the power cosmic. Nothing happens. That's my turn.
It slips through your fingertips.
Yep.
Can we get rid of this?
Yes.
Ray. Dang it, sir. Okay, it is now Shiri's turn. She's going to take a step back onto the, climbing back onto the dust. And she is going to tap some commands on her arm, and you can see black armor kind of grow over her until it masks her form completely. And so it is now Ray.
Alright, so seeing how she is kind of forevered out, since you're going to move up right within 5 feet and throw a point blank charge card as I charge in. So essentially throwing a card and then movement is to follow charging.
Okay.
For 22 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to be a DC 19. No, correction, DC 21.
So he takes 1, and he is done. Is there... I want to rotate.
So what I normally do, so you can rotate it if you grab the little box that's kind of sticks out the top. I also normally will go to the settings box. So not the settings box. The single click on it, and there's a little magnifying glass icon at the very bottom. Shit, where is it?
Yeah,
that was
I
the
got you.
settings box.
You do the little scrolling crossbones?
There's that. There was another one that I did that I can't see right now that like shades it red.
Oh.
So shades the whole thing.
Okay, well, this is going to have to do for now.
Yep. I don't think I have permissions to it right now.
Aha!
Yep, that's the one.
I changed the tint color. Okay, and then you moved up here, Ray?
Yep. And then, yep. So threw the card. It hit him, so I charged at the other thug.
Alright. It is now...
Okay, so I'm going to move off to the side just to kind of get out of the way, take my swarm with me, surrounding me, so it's impossible to tell which... I will then create a illusionary duplicate of the Black Panther.
Okay.
She is going to... My illusionary version, I'm not going to bother making a token for it because it's not. It's only going to last for this instant.
Oh. Boop.
To jump off of from where she is, they're going to duplicate off. She's going to jump off, charging that thug, and the illusionary one's going to bore down on him and start clawing at him with a melee attack. So this is going to be an illusionary damage at that thug.
Okay.
So I auto hit. You need to roll 1d20 versus will, or plus will versus a DC 20.
1d20 plus...
Okay, so 1 degree of failure for 1 damage point against.
And 1 degree is all we need for thugs and minions, right?
Yep.
Most.
And the duplicate dissipate.
Okay.
Because it's just an illusionary damage, it's not actually an illusion spell.
It's how you're describing fluff.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay, it is now... The thugs. I think this one is mine. Delete. Okay. These 2 thugs are going to take swings at you, Ray. A 17 and a 50.
My DC, my parry's 14, so plus 10, 24. So no.
Your parry. Oh, that's right, because you're gambit. Pa 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 with your stick. Okay, so both of them, you easily parry their fledgling attack. So let's gonna move here, and they're gonna take shots at this one. Is gonna take a shot at you, Ray. This one, no, stop. This one is going to shoot at the Silver Surfer because he sends it dumb.
Got him.
So against you, Ray, 15 to your dodge,
Dodged.
and 15 to you to your dodge, Mark, which I think you auto succeed against, or 16 against your dodge, which you auto.
I think his dodge is only 4, so it should hit. He'll need to take a.
Oh, it's his toughness that's higher.
Yeah.
You can't dodge, but you don't need to dodge because you just soak it. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Roll a 1. Roll that 1.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Nope, too late. I'll take it.
There we go. 21.
Okay, you easily shrug off the shot. It's like a bluish energy that boils right over your flesh. And it's her. She is going to do a range attack where her hair bursts out in all directions. And it's going to affect Cadus, Silver Surfer, and Victor. So it is an auto hit. But it is it's going to be a reflex save, but it is an area of effect reflex save. If that makes a difference for yourself. Of 21.
So
you roll and add your not the extra.
So roll plus dodge then, make it.
Roll plus. Is reflex not a thing?
It should be dodge.
It should be
Dodge is for range attack.
Okay. Sorry, my bad. Yes.
29.
There you are. Yeah, dodge. So you easily kind of do a backflip, dodge out of the way as all of these sharp hair points spike out.
Man, that redhead's crazy.
How much product does she use?
I'm surprised you know what product is. Says
Yeah.
35 bucks in one
That-
voice.
That was out of character.
Okay, Mark.
So again, now that everybody's kind of out there, I can't do that no more.
No. Oh, you did roll. No, you didn't. You need to roll your dodge check.
Oh, I need to roll my dodge check. I'm sorry. Wait, dodge is 14.
No. So it's an area of effect.
Uh-huh.
Her hair is spiking out, so you actually have to roll a dodge.
Oh, okay.
Roll and add your dodge.
Okay. 1d20 plus 4. Or is it 14?
It's 4.
Okay.
Against a normal basic attack, it's just a static DC of 10 plus. This is a special attack, so you actually have to roll it.
I rolled it, but it's not seeming to do anything. Oh, there
No,
goes 8.
it rolled it.
Ouch!
Now, toughness.
28.
Which, of course. Okay, so both of you are able to shrug it off. It pierces through Victor in several areas, pinning him to the ground in others. So it seems like he pinned. Where are you?
Restrained?
He is impaired. And... Oh, wait, no. He's restrained.
So hindered and vulnerable.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, and he took some damage. And it is now Mark. Nope, it's Victor. So Victor is
Half speed and vulnerable, so half defense.
half defenses. Yeah, I was looking. I've got my
Gotcha.
GM screen.
Just trying to help you out too.
I appreciate it. Any help is better than me trying to figure it out on my own. Oh, he's going to charge up his fist again and take another swing at her. Wow. Which the hair easily deflects. And it is now Mark. Silver Surfer.
So now I can't. Let's see. Cadus is.
You can try your little fairy dust move again.
Okay. Nope. I'm just standing there blinking the entire time.
I mean, you do look like a statue.
People are shooting me. There's hair bouncing off of me, and I'm just standing there blinking.
And that's fitting. You are a statue.
It's okay. You take hits like a champ.
That's the only thing I'm designed to do.
And Shuri will vault to here, somersaulting through the air, and then we'll take a swipe on the downward drop. Which hits. And now the thug will roll his toughness. And drops quickly. And it is now Ray's turn.
So now that I've gotten up close and personal, I'm going to, as my action, take out my bow staff and extending it. And as it's extending, I'm going to do a hack to the thug on the right side.
Okay.
Now let's just see if this works.
Oh, neat. That's your macro?
Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. Okay. Toughness.
So 27 to hit.
And
DC 19.
Yep. And he is out. Takes across the
degrees.
draw and drops. He only needed one. Okay. Good hit. Good hit. Did you want to move? Or
and no, and I look at the guy in front of me and like, you're next, buddy.
It is now Puck.
Okay, so looking and seeing that the hair monster, Cousin It, is focusing so much on Victor, have a little bit of an idea. So I'm going to create an illusion of a second Victor Von Doom that's going to fly in from the rafters through the glass that she opened, Iron Man style. And we'll actually take a template for this one if you don't mind.
Okay. And he is in the armor?
Yep, exactly as this one looks like. There's just now a duplicate. And if I can take control of it.
Give me 1 second. Yep. Okay. I changed his color too, so you know he's a duplicate.
Okay, so he's going to come in and land right over there. And then he is going to he is going to summon an electric bolt that's going to come out of his gauntlet, hitting the ground all around her, basically trying to draw her attention. Completely illusion does nothing to her whatsoever. But now there's a second Victor Von Doom that's behind all the thugs over there.
Okay.
That's it.
Let me do a check. Okay. Were you gonna move or are you good? It is the thug's turn. These thugs.
Take it back. I'm gonna hide behind it. Actually, no, I'm good. That's right.
These thugs used because while they can't really see this Victor behind all the hair, this one just dropped behind them. So they're going to turn and attack that Victor. Do they get a will save or anything?
So if they have a reason to believe it's an illusion, they can take a DC 20 to disbelieve.
And is it there even if it takes damage and stuff?
So I will make it look as if it's taken damage. But yeah, it has no hit points.
Oh, it's just literally an illusion.
Yep.
Noted. Well, then let me do one of these. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, they're both going to fire into it, and I'm not going to roll because it doesn't make a difference.
So they shoot at him, and the blaster bolts all seem to reflect or be absorbed in his armor exactly as they were on the other.
Okay. This one is going to attack Cadus. And miss completely. And I think that's it, right? Only 3 thugs. And her. She is going to move here. Remind me, attacks of opportunity?
Don't exist.
Yeah, I didn't think they were a and she's going to bring all of her hair around and do a strike, attempting to skewer Victor and the silver. So it's actually a multi-attack. I can't remember. Multi-attack, is that one roll for both? Or is it the same?
So is this a multi-attack?
It's a multi-attack attack.
Right, so declare a number of targets that you're attacking.
2.
So you'll have a -2 to the roll.
Right.
And they both suffer full damage.
Okay. But I still have to roll the hit, right?
Correct. So you have to roll to hit each of them, and each
Okay.
of your rolls will be a -2 because it's 2.
Right.
Which, Cadus, you also have on your card deck as well.
Right, yeah, I just hadn't tried using it yet because of that very reason.
So she definitely hit Victor, and a 19 to your
14.
yeah. So I just need a toughness from you, Mark. And this one is a 24.
I did not succeed.
The only time you would not have succeeded. So that's
But I have
2.
impervious, so I still should shrug it off, right? I'm just kidding. I don't have impervious. I specifically took it. So
I was trying to think because I thought we talked about that.
Yeah, no, I was just messing with you. So what happened now?
So that's 2 degrees. And you are
Dazed?
yes.
So what does that mean? I get a -1 or -2?
No, you're actually
Dazed is going to take a single action per round.
yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's all I'm doing anyways.
You also have a -1 to your toughness.
Okay.
It's got a little bruise inside of your arm there.
Okay.
Part of your shiny skin isn't so shiny.
Okay.
Got the buff.
Oh, you're immobile. That's what you are.
Also has.
You're also immobile.
Okay.
Yeah. Which immobile just means you have no movement speed, but you. All right. And I need to roll my toughness for him. Armored up. Wow. He is not doing well. Victor is taking a beating. And it is Victor's turn. He is going to... I end up killing one of my better NPCs. He's gonna attempt to attack her again. Try to drive her off with a energy blast this time. Which hits her. Her toughness. And she shrugs it off. Okay, Victor's done. She shrugs off his blast once again. It's like she has no, and all this time she's still screaming at him for murdering her family. And it's you, Silver Surfer.
Okay, so I can fire through friendlies, right?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just going to raise one arm and I'm going to. Just go ahead and blast her full. So I have a question about how this works. So she kind of got Victor pinned, right? So does that mean that she is in a grapple? So she's kind of immobile, or
Nope.
okay?
Normally she'd be vulnerable, but I'm assuming she's got modifiers that say she is.
She has modifiers that say she isn't.
Okay. So
She's got a GM that says she isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's written into her power.
So if I
Because it wouldn't make
sense.
sense for her. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a power attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 5 off my modifier, and hopefully I won't roll like I've been rolling the rest of the evening. So 1d20 plus 5. 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so then in that case, it's going to be with that.
Whatever the DC of the attack was, just add.
So how do I know what the DC of the attack was? Because it says if you hit, target rolls 1d20 plus toughness versus DC 30. Then
So it's 35.
no, it's 30. It was 25, and now it's 30.
Damn, DC 30. That's impressive.
Holy shit! Wow.
And you still didn't make it.
She is not having anything from Silver Surfer today.
Oh no, I hit her because I did the power attack.
Yeah, but even then, she rolled an attack.
She shrugged it off.
So if it was anything else, it would have
Really?
hit her. But that 20, she automatically succeeds against that damage too.
All right then. And I just look at my hand because nothing seems to be working today.
We haven't really gone over that. On
Oh,
20s and 1s. Because it wasn't... I mean, that was... She got hit.
Yeah, but because it's a crit, you can use your extra effort to.
Yeah, but it's not a
wait
crit.
a minute. I critted. Yeah, no, I critted. Because I rolled
No.
an 18. Yep. I have expanded crit. 18 through 20.
So it would have been a DC 35. Let's see. Where is the crit thing?
Natural 20 on the die, and the attack check always hits, no matter the target's defense. The attacker's total attack check is enough to hit the critical defense. You add one of 3 effects. Increased effect, +5 bonus to your attack's effect rank. Added effect adds another effect of your choice with resistance of DC 10 or 15 for a damage effect. Against the target must make a separate resistance check. So like you can make her roll a will save or something if you thought you'd knock her unconscious. Or an alternate effect. Attacker can choose an alternate effect for the attack without using extra effort. Those are your options, Mark. But I don't think me rolling a 20 on the toughness is a crit on that. I think it's just a 20.
I think you're right, because I think that it's all the 20s and 1s only matter if you're trying to hit.
Yep. Specifically in an attack. So I rolled a 28 to your 35, which is 2 degrees of failure.
Okay.
Does your attack specify what it does? Or is it, am I dazed?
I think it's just a normal attack.
Yeah, it's just a normal.
Yeah, just be dazed. Minus one your toughness, and you're dazed. To the end of your next turn.
Okay. Okay.
So I held out my hand. It flared up in her face. She looked at me like it wasn't doing anything. I looked at my hand. I turned it back to her. I pushed harder. It flared up brighter, and now she's dazed. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It is now Shuri. It occurred to me I have 2 guards here that haven't been doing squat.
That's because the thugs killed him.
Worst
There.
Wink,
guards ever.
And Shuri will dive here to protect Victor. And she will attack this thug. Okay, which is a hit. Thug will roll his toughness. Wow, he is done. And that's Shuri, which brings it back to Ray.
In keeping with the promise that he made to the thug in front of him, he swings his staff in a upward motion to try to get him under the jaw, straight to the, and try to take his head off, for lack of a better word.
Gonna fix the bite alignment.
Hey, too soon. For a 20 to hit with a DC of 19 if it does.
Oh, wow.
And he gets decapitated.
Decapitated?
3 degrees, might as well.
You aren't joking, man.
So,
Decapitated him with a stick.
Alright, fine, take it all off. His neck is floating around. It's not connected to the skeletal structure anymore.
Wow.
And then
right.
following that, he will move down to engage Medusa, since Von Dude is having a very hard time getting witch slapped.
I will tear you apart like you tore them apart. That's what she screams at.
Lady, I don't care what you're talking about.
Puck.
alright, well, looks like she's not paying any attention to my illusionary.
It's okay. Shuri and the thugs are.
So I've taken out 1 NPC. So I'm gonna let him dissipate. Oh, I just bounced out of the game on accident. So I'm gonna let him dissipate. So I'm not gonna sustain that illusion.
Okay.
Instead, I'm going to have make an illusion of the real Victor Von Doom, lightning coming up of his gauntlets and pushing his hand in front of her face, and a bright flash of light coming out of it, trying to blind.
Okay.
So this is going to be an illusionary dazzle effect.
But do I have a saving throw?
So
Let's will. Okay. Uh, 2 degrees.
So 2 degrees, she will be visually disabled, which means that she's going to have -5 to any checks that require vision. Which would be the one time that she can just use her hair for anything and not need vision.
Well, technically, she still needs to be able to see what she wants
what you're
the
talking
hair
about.
swack at.
Okay.
And that'll be Puck.
It is now them. Okay. On her turn, this thug will charge here in an attempt to once and for all take out him, and misses completely. And then in a blinding flash of light for her action, a massive canine appears in the square next to her, and her hair wraps around it, and then it kind of folds into space, and she
Hey,
disappeared.
the canine was with a girl. She left Medusa's side a long time ago.
Was with the girl, and something awful happened, obviously. That thug is still there, though. And she's done. So that is Victor, who's going to collapse to the floor, and Mark. Come on, try to activate your power. I'm sure it'll work this time.
Heal all of the thugs.
Yeah, that's not what I want to do now. Yeah, I will just. There's only one thug remaining, correct?
Correct.
Yep. Come on, activate and just try to touch him.
Yeah, I just hold one hand out. Hold both
Turn
hands out.
him into,
What's that?
transmute him into Cadus.
No, I'm not gonna do that. So do I roll any? I'm still really confused about this. I'm sorry.
You gotta roll a d20, 10 and up, you activate.
No.
What are you trying to do?
I'm not doing that. No. There's no need to do that now.
He's just trying to poke him. What does he have to roll to poke him?
Then just a normal
Yeah,
attack.
I'm just doing a straight and normal attack. Straight cosmic blast. 1d20 plus 10. So 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. So what's your DC?
25 is my DC.
Nat 20.
Yeah, he's gone. So the thugs are all unconscious except for one that is very dead.
I say, Cadus, can you move them away from Doom so that I can heal him?
I take my staff and with a nice little golf swing, send him sliding against the floor towards the other two next to. There you go. That works. It was a charged swing.
No, I totally understood. I thought it was clever.
Does that suit your needs?
I'll use one of my fairy spells to telekinetically push the thugs up against, actually into a huddle right there. So all of the thugs are going to be grouped up in that one. Yep.
So I'll walk over. So I have a 30-foot radius for this, so I'm trying to figure out what. Yeah, if all the thugs are over there, then that should be fine.
He stacked them up like cordwood.
Okay, good. And then
I am doing
Sure comes over by us too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I hold my hands to the ground, and a yellow light begins to emanate from there, and it's a DC 20 burst area healing 10.
Okay, so roll 1d20 plus your rank.
Plus 10. No.
Is this unreliable?
It is unreliable. Do I... So... 1d20. Nope, nothing happens. Can I just take... Well, and it comes around to me again, I'll try again.
I think it's done for the scene.
Yeah, so you can try again. You're good. You don't have to roll. You don't have to roll because you're just gonna keep trying to.
Yeah, I got it. So roll 1d20 plus. If it's burst area healing 10, that's it, right? 10 ranks.
It's rank 10, so yeah, 1d20.
So 28.
So that would be 2 degrees of success. So everybody heals 2.
Including myself.
2 bruises.
To toughness or conditions.
Yep. But now
Starting with.
it's energizing. I don't know what that means.
So if anybody was fatigued or tired, they would.
Okay.
It's like a caffeine. You hit them with the adrenaline.
And it's distracting, so I look somewhat dazed afterwards.
Okay.
If I remember right. For a little while.
As you heal him, you can see the pieces of metal kind of slough off into around to be laying around him, and he has glowing points of light on his face and arms where the metal rivets would have been attached that glow bright blue for a second before disappearing again beneath the flesh.
Hey, I do. He has some sick moves.
Thank you very much. I would have for sure been destroyed.
Are you alright? Do you require more healing?
No, I should be fine. Thank you. Shiri does some complicated hand gestures, and the hood, the Black Panther hood mask, rolls back, and she sits down roughly on the carpet, taking a deep breath.
Does she have that necklace on?
No.
Where is it?
She tucked it between the two podiums before the fighting had started.
I would walk over to it, take it, and motion for her to put it on.
She'll nod and put it on with a smile.
I would ask that, as Xavier sent me here specifically for you, that if you wouldn't mind making sure that you are the only one that has this in your possession at all times.
I had not considered that. Good point.
Thank you.
So I look over at old Jim and say, dude, you sure pissed off that old hag. What'd you do?
I'm not entirely sure. Her and her family, as she put it, have been attacking Latvia for the past 2 years. I'm not entirely sure what we did.
Are there any strands of her hair?
Yes. Yes, there
are. I would like to pick one up and try and focus in on where the owner is.
How does that work?
Senses 4, awareness, cosmic, extended, cosmic 3 times 1,000 miles.
How many times 1,000 miles?
3.
So 3,000 miles?
Yeah.
Does not compute.
She is not within 3,000 miles.
She is... I mean, the Earth is not... How big is the Earth around?
To put it mildly, you need about 238,900 miles to censor.
No, I know, but I'm asking
Shut
how
up,
big
Ray.
the Earth is. I'm asking how big the Earth is.
6,300 kilometers radius.
So the mile of the Earth is 600 miles in diameter.
600 miles in diameter. So she's not on
7,900 miles in
7,000
diameter.
miles. Okay. Wow, that really sucks then. Okay.
A radius of 3,959 miles. So even if she was on the exact side of the, you still feel it.
Yeah.
But she's not within your range at all.
Yeah.
So you can power stunt it and give yourself an extra rank, which would double your range. Fatigue you as you try super hard to extend your senses to the max of your capacity and then some.
True.
No, I could, but if I don't sense her within 3,000 miles, we should be safe, theoretically. So I relay, I do not sense her at quite a distance away from here.
You do remember she did just teleport out on a dog, right?
Understood.
The Inhumans. There was a large massing of them. Normal people waking up as Inhumans a couple of years ago. Looks like something bad happened to many of them. We haven't seen any Inhumans in number in months.
And I would know what the Inhumans are, correct?
Yes.
And what is the state of the Kree Empire right now?
So they're not sure. They have no information on that.
No, I'm asking DM.
Oh.
What is the state of the Kree Empire right now?
It's at war with 4 different factions.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Sounds like now 5.
I have quite a bit of galactic intrigue also written up.
Yes. Yes, I'm guessing that these Inhumans, they're offshoots of the Kree. The Kree are at war with many different races right now. I'm sure the Inhumans suffered great losses as well. Why did she blame you, Victor?
I'm not entirely sure. Well, I mean, I have some idea, but I tried to explain. Her husband and some of the other newer Inhumans had led a raid on the Latvian estates, one of our new satellite nations. We didn't. There was no defense there. We weren't even able to get to the area in time, and something leveled the entire nation. Her husband, the other humans, no one knows what happened to them. No one knows what happens to the other 500,000 people that live there either. But she doesn't seem to care about those.
And why were they raiding that country? Did they have a
We're
target?
not sure. But none of my assets, no. It's a fairly impoverished state, especially after D18.
And what was the name of this state?
Alatrusa?
Thank you.
Well, we have a couple of the thugs that are over there on the side. We can probably ask them when they wake up, see what if they know any. It might be something to trust to Wakanda.
You look over, and there's one thug. He's very much unconscious, but there's one.
Okay. I'm gonna look around, under the tables, behind the under some of the chairs.
You don't see any. You don't see any other hide nor hair of any other thugs hiding behind any of the chairs or anything.
Not even in the washing.
Not even in the washing machine. You think there is for a second, but then you realize it's just a pair of old socks.
But do they match?
No.
Damn it! It's always the 2 left socks.
It's always the 2 left socks. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Oh, okay.
It is a shorter game night. Yes.
Can I walk over to him and see if and analyze him to see if he's a mutant?
The thug?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He is a mutant and not inhuman.
He is both. How would you analyze that?
Same way I searched for her with cosmic senses.
Is it just a plot device?
Yeah, pretty
Is
much.
it a powerful MacGuffin?
Yes. It's the power cosmic awareness. And
I'll have to talk.
I super nerfed it too.
Yeah, you super nerfed it according to the comic book character because the comic book character is retarded.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
but that's still. I hadn't thought about you using something like that to out people. That may be something you and I need to talk about offline.
Okay.
Because the whole rise of the mutants thing makes a difference if somebody's like, has a mutant detector and he's like, oh hey, that guy's a mutant. He's safe.
Who needs Cerebro when you have the Silver Dude?
Okay.
I'm gonna create an illusionary Cerebro on top of the Silver Surfer.
How many points?
So the power, as written, it actually allows him to see or to know instinctively when somebody uses a cosmic power. That's what the awareness is. I didn't know enough about Silver Surfer, and that seemed to be what was going on. So now knowing a little bit more of how you're using it, that's probably not the correct way to write that.
Okay.
But again, that would probably be a conversation.
Fix it, yeah.
Because right now, you have the ultimate Sherlock Holmes power, except you're not wrong.
6 power points.
To do what he's saying?
Yeah.
So it's just he has an awareness of cosmic power that is extended for a ridiculous range.
Oh, his current power is 6.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, the power that he wants it to be is going to be significantly more than 6.
Probably. I haven't thought about how to do that yet.
I'm not even sure how you would do that yet. Because that's you essentially being able to read their genetic code at a genetic level and understand the differences. And be able to track someone using hair for 3,000 miles.
Well, that's literally what he's. Yeah, when we put him together.
Well,
that's
right.
literally
But
what
again,
he's supposed to do. Yeah. Understood.
Said, I'm gonna play the Sorcerer Supreme and I'll take his max power level and I'll just dumb him down a little bit. Well,
right. No, well, to be fair, I tried to nerf him as much as possible. Hence me standing there not doing something.
He's one of those characters that just is really powerful.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Anyway, since I gave you he is a mutant and an Inhuman.
Okay. Which I don't think Surfer's ever seen, but yeah. Okay. Great.
And the guards will move him to a more contained area. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Thank you, everybody. As always, if you'd like to support us, you can click the subscribe button, or you can head over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get your name on every single show that we do, just like these fine folks that have as well. For Daniel, for Ray, for Anthony and myself, thanks for watching. Until next time, game on.
Game on.
Game on.